All right, welcome. Hello, everyone. So our first sequence of stretches today are for your calves. Stretching your calves is so important before you take a walk or a stroll, either indoors or outdoors. The first stretch we're doing is the straight leg calf stretch. Place both hands on the wall, palms flat against the wall. Now take a step back with your left leg. So you're bending your right knee over your toes, but make sure it doesn't go past your toes. Be sure to be able to say hello to your toes. Now you're feeling that stretch in your calf as your heel is on the floor if possible. If you are not feeling a stretch, you can bring your legs together again and take a larger step for an even deeper stretch. And if that's too much, you can always ease back. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. You want to hold this for 30 seconds. So we've been holding it for a few seconds now. Really feel your shoulders, your neck, your head. Make sure you're facing forward. Take another deep breath in and out, and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So for this next stretch, we're going to go a little bit deeper. So we're going to do the bent leg calf stretch. Place both hands firmly up against the wall or a tree. And you want to take a step back with your left leg, bending your right knee. Again, making sure you're not bending over your foot. And then with your left leg, you're going to bend it slightly. Yeah, so just bend it just slightly. And if you're feeling the stretch too much, you can back off. If you want to feel it more, you can bend that knee even more. You'll hold this stretch for 30 seconds. Really bringing awareness to your breath, to your posture. Like, can you feel your shoulders up against your ears? Just relax and release. And bring your feet together, shoulder width apart. And we are now going to do this on the left side.
This next stretch can be done on the floor, on a couch, on a bed, somewhere where you're comfortable. What we're gonna do is you could take a towel, or if you have a dog leash, a belt, anything that can hook around the ball of the foot. So you're gonna take the towel and wrap the towel around the ball of the foot. Keeping your leg straight, you're going to pull the towel gently toward you. Keeping your back straight, looking forward, you should feel the stretch in your calf. If you can pull the towel even more, but if you do feel any pain, please ease off. Holding this stretch for about 30 seconds would really yield the best result. And then release. Now, switching to the other side, you're doing the same thing, making sure the towel goes around the ball of the foot, so not the heel, not the toes. Once you have it, you want to pull the towel towards you, keeping your back straight, and then you should feel the stretch in your calf. Again, if you feel the need to pull the towel even more, that would be great. Ease off if you feel any pain, and then ease. Good job. These next series of stretches will focus on the back of the legs. Sitting at a chair or a couch or a bed, anywhere that's comfortable, you want to make sure that your knees are around 90 degrees. Also sitting at the edge of the chair would help. You're going to start by placing both hands on your left thigh. And then you're going to straighten your opposite leg and placing your heel on the ground. Begin by pointing your toes up toward the sky, and then with a back straight, you're going to bend at the hip and you should feel a stretch in the back of your leg. So the further you bend forward, the more of a stretch you'll feel. However, if you feel any pain, please back off. I'm going to hold that stretch for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then we'll switch to the other side. So you're going to bring your leg back smoothly. Place your hands on the opposite thigh, and then straighten your left leg. And then with the back straight, you're going to bend forward and feel that stretch in your hamstring. Again, holding it for 30 to 60 seconds. And pulling back and relaxing. Very good. This next stretch will use a raised surface. So here we have an exercise block. You could use a stack of books, a tree stump, even a stool, anything that is slightly above the ground. You'll start with your right heel and place it on the raised surface. Place your hands on your hips. Looking forward and with it back straight, you're going to bend at the hip. The further you bend, you should feel a stretch in your hamstring. So again, if you feel any pain, please back off. You'll want to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds. Good, and then you want to straighten and pull your leg back. So one thing, as my model here will demonstrate, is that when we go to the other side, she'll put her left heel onto the block. So I want you to be careful with a hunched back. So as she bends forward, her back here is hunched. You could incur injury to your lower back by doing this. So one of the things that I want to emphasize is a straight back. So here, Bridget will straighten her back and then bend forward at the hip, keeping her back straight. This is vitally important to avoid injury to any part of your back, but especially your lower. Very good.
All right, welcome. So this is our next hamstring stretch. And this one's particularly good if you're having difficulty bending over while standing, or if you're having any back pain. So you're gonna bend both knees and put your feet on the floor. And you wanna have with you a towel or a belt or a leash. Go ahead and take that towel, belt, or leash. You're gonna use this as a strap and place it underneath your knee. You're gonna hold it, keeping both elbows on the ground, and straighten your leg. So this is really stretching that hamstring. You don't wanna cause so much pain by stretching too deep. So if you're ever feeling any pain, just release the towel a little bit and back off. You don't have to have a straight leg for this stretch either. Just the hamstring stretch alone is good enough. And you'll hold this stretch for 30 seconds. We'll say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Go ahead and put both feet back on the ground, and you will switch, placing that towel underneath your knee and giving your hamstring another stretch. Great, thank you. All right, so if these stretches so far have been relatively easy for you, we have an advanced hamstring stretch. So again, you will need your towel, strap, or leash. You're gonna wrap it around the ball of your foot. So again, this is an advanced stretch, so you wanna be good, be easy to yourself. And only go as far as you can. So you're gonna gradually lower your back onto the mat. You're gonna try and keep your leg as straight as possible, really feeling that stretch in your hamstring. If you want to deepen it, you can bend your elbows and pull your foot closer to your body with that towel. If you want a less deep stretch, you'll release your elbows and then lower your leg down, holding the stretch for about 30 seconds. Let's say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We're going to switch legs, beginning the same way, sitting upright, wrapping that towel around the ball of the foot, lowering your back gently, making sure you're breathing deeply, and exhale. Really feeling that stretch in your hamstring, holding it again for 30 seconds, keeping the leg as straight as possible, and then lowering it down slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
These next series of stretches will focus on the hip flexor or the front part of your leg close to your hip. So here you could use a chair, couch, bed, somewhere that's comfortable. And we're using a pad here because our chair is pretty hard, so comfort is really important when we're doing all these stretches. So here, Bridget's sitting on the corner of the chair with her left knee pointed to the side. And she's going to tuck her right leg under her and then have her back straight. So here you should feel a stretch in the front of your leg close to your hip. And if you want, you could intensify the stretch by pulling your leg back further, but only if you don't feel any pain. And you want to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds. If you do feel pain, please pull back. Very good. The next stretch is a standing hip flexor. So here we're going to use the wall, but you use a chair, a tree, anything to keep your balance. So Bridget's going to place both hands against the wall, and then with her right leg, she's going to step back. So here the movement is going to be a little subtle. What Bridget is going to do is tuck her buttocks underneath her, like that, and you should feel a stretch in the front of your leg close to your hip. You're going to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds. This is a very subtle movement, but hopefully that stretch will be felt. So we're going to switch legs. So Bridget's going to bring her feet together and then step back with your other foot. And again, she's going to tuck her buttocks underneath her, and then hopefully she's feeling the stretch in front of her hip. Great, very good.
All right, so our next stretch is a lying down hip flexor stretch. So you can be on a bed, on a couch, anywhere flat where you're also a little bit off the floor. So Jimmy is going to lay down flat. We have here a massage table, so he's gonna lay down flat on the massage table and then take his leg and allow gravity to pull his leg to the floor, really opening up that hip flexor. It's a very passive stretch. Might take a few deep breath ins and out just to bring awareness to the body. And then if you want to go deeper into this stretch, you can bring the opposite leg, bend it, and bring it close to the chest to have this deeper stretch in your hip flexor. And you can release that. And you'll hold this stretch for about 30 to 60 seconds before switching to the opposite side. So go ahead and take the opposite leg to the edge. And again, this is a very passive stretch, allowing the weight of gravity to pull on the hip flexor. And again, you want to hold that stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. And if you want to go deeper again, you can always bend your knee and bring it close to your chest. Great, this stretch is super relaxing and really gets in deep to that hip flexor.
Our last hip flexor stretch is a little advanced, but we'll have different variations that'll hopefully work for everyone. Here, Bridget is going to use a wall for balance, but again, you could use anything. And then we place the chair behind her. So what she's going to do is she's going to lift her left leg up and then place her foot onto the chair. And here, you should feel a stretch in front of the leg close to the hip. If you are not feeling it, what we can do is use a pillow or anything to increase the angle of the stretch, like so. So you could use a book, a second pillow, or a third pillow. Again, all we're trying to do is feel a stretch in the front of the leg close to the hip. All right. Now, if this isn't, if you're not feeling any stretch, what we can do is Bridget is going to release her hip. She can grab her ankle and then hold it. Now, you don't have to pull the ankle toward the butt, but you can if you wish. Bearing in mind that if you feel any pain, please ease back. But this stretch should be held for about 30 to 60 seconds. Again, Bridget's using the wall for balance. Now, when you release from this stretch, Bridget's going to release her hand and slowly lower her leg. If you release and just let your leg drop, that normally isn't great for your muscles and tendons. But again, these variations should help ease you into a more advanced hip flexor stretch.
All right, so this next series of stretches is for what people commonly call the ITB band. That's your iliotibial band. It's really on the outside of your legs. So Jimmy is going to demonstrate this crossover stretch by placing his hand on the wall. So he's putting his hand flat on the wall, really grounding his right leg. So he's gonna make his right leg really strong and take the weight onto his right leg so he can lift his left leg up and cross it over. So he's putting very little weight onto that left leg. And now he's going to tilt his hips towards the wall. So he's tilting his hips towards the wall and really feeling that stretch in his ITB band. And you'll hold this for 30 to 60 seconds. And then release your hip, bring it back towards the center, and then switch to the other side. Okay, again, really grounding that left leg, crossing over the right, and then leaning your hip towards the wall. Okay, great. All right, so this next stretch is again going to be done on a flat surface that's a little bit elevated. So that could be a couch, that could be a bed. We're doing it today on this massage table. Jimmy is going to lie on his side in the fetal position. So he's gonna get all nice and comfortable, curl up, and then once he's all curled up, he's gonna release his top leg and let it drop to the floor. Really letting gravity again take over in this passive stretch. Stretching that ITB band. He's gonna make sure he's taking a good deep breath in and out, really relaxing his body, and then bring that leg back up. So you'll hold that stretch again for about 30 to 60 seconds and then switch to the other side.
Our last ITB stretch will have a couple of different variations depending on your mobility level. But again, we're going to start on something that is flat like a bed, a couch, or this massage table. So you're going to lie down, and then you're going to bring your knees or your legs in. With your right leg, you're just going to cross it over, and then let gravity pull your knee down. If you are feeling a stretch in the outside of your leg, then this is a good stretch to hold for 30 to 60 seconds. If you want to deepen the stretch a little bit more, what you can do is you can wrap your hands around the inside of your leg and hold it. You should feel the stretch on the outside of your leg. Again, you could deepen the stretch even more by pulling your knee toward the chest. If you are feeling any pain, please ease off. So when you release, you're going to slowly release and move your leg smoothly onto the flat of the massage table or your bed, and then you're going to cross your left leg.